Hey everybody, this is B from Kongs R Us, and welcome to The Next Level. This is my weekly podcast show where we bring you next level things, guests, community members, mod projects, and today we're going to be doing a live modding demo to update your Godzilla Premium Pinball Machine with one of the coolest mods that has come out. It's the sequel to the Tokyo Neon Sign mod. Yes, the guys at Stumblor Pinball not only created this doozy here, the Neon Tokyo Sign mod, but they've been updating the buildings in the back of the playfield. So the first one to come out, and I eventually hope that all the rest of them will come out, is the old-fashioned Noodle Bar, which has some really cool neon sign effects on the backside that really tell you a little bit more about the game, about what's happening. I'm excited to get this and install it. So thank you so much, Davey from Stumblor Pinball. Actually sent me this for free. So thank you so much, Davey from Stumblor Pinball. He saw the video installation for the Tokyo Neon Sign mod and was like, we feel sorry for this guy doing a live installation demo, but he did send this out to me. So I appreciate that. We're going to be doing a live demo of this, talking about my feedback on this. Hopefully it's really easy. I've gone through the documentation. It should be a pretty quick and easy install. Furthermore, I did also recently get his Lolly Kit mod, which I did pay full price for. When I support the local businesses and the modders in the community. So we're doing the UFO Lolly mod, which adds a nice little UFO Lolly light up LED kit, some LEDs in the post bumper section, as well as that little fire flame coming out of the Godzilla in the back glass. That is also going to light up with the UFO Lolly mod too. So I'm excited to get that. So that'll be a future installation video. Godzilla Pinball, if you guys don't know, is one of the most moddable pinball machines out there. There's a ton of different mods you can do for the pros, the premiums. Most commonly, the Neon Tokyo Sign mod that I did, the one that's right there, has been featured and called one of the best pinball mods of all time. The Noodle Bar is going to be a really good one. The other kind of big feature that people have been modding has also been the Godzilla figure itself. The Godzilla figure, if I just kind of make the screen a little bit bigger there, Godzilla as the main guy of the actual pinball machine is a little just green figure there that really doesn't do much. It just kind of stands there. Even the Mecha Godzilla at least has a magnetic mech attached to it, but that figure doesn't do much. So there's been some mods out there too, that I've been exploring. I've been trying to see what's going to be the Godzilla figure mod that I end up with. So I'll share a little bit about which version of the Godzilla mods that I got to. But first off, we're going to get back into it and talk a little bit about Stumblor Pinball and what they have to offer. So Stumblor Pinball, if you haven't checked them out, they're based in the UK. It's really late right now, so fortunately you couldn't join in, but I hope to have Davey on a future stream at some point in time. Check out his link in the YouTube description down below to see this website as well as his YouTube channel. And he's been doing this amazing, cool podcast with the Electric Playground. They have 3 episodes in where they talk pinball modding. If this content interests you, check them out. They're really cool because they're the guys that actually create stuff. But Stumblor Pinball right here is the website, and they have an upcoming Area 51 building mod, this Godzilla Noodle Bar mod. It's Neon Tokyo Sign number 2. It has stuff for Scooby-Doo, that Lolly Kit mod that I was just telling you about. And then the good old-fashioned Tokyo Neon Sign mod. So there's some other stuff that's happening as well. I'm excited to get. I'm on the list for Foo Fighters. I have the Noodle Bar happening. This is a bit of an expensive mod, though. Again, for today, we're going to be doing this Neon Tokyo Noodle Bar building mod. It's $312. Tax included, and shipping is calculated on checkout. So depending on where you're at, this is the price point for me. This does automatically calculate the price into US dollars, but depending on the exchange rate, that might go up $1 or $2. The list is open. It looks like there was 918 people on this list. There's 680 that have been sent so far. So this, again, very popular mod. It's not cheap. Pinball mods are not cheap. They cost almost as much as one of the home arcades out there. You could get a whole Street Fighter 2 HS5 cabinet for $299 for the same price as this Noodle Bar mod. So it really kind of just depends on where you're at in your home arcade journey, having pinball machines, doing modding. But this has always been one of the biggest parts of the hobby for me. The modding aspect, bringing some of these cooler things to, certain products that you have at home. And Stumblor is one of the best. So this is the Neon Tokyo building sign mod that we're going to be doing. Definitely see the beautiful art that's been put together for the actual building itself display. That's what it looks like when it's all lit up. Let's just go over some of the documentation on the actual installation itself so you guys can get an overview of what we're going to be doing. Then we're going to crack this open and get into it itself. So I love that Davey has all the Stumblor Pinball documentation available for anybody to check out. It's super well written. If you're really scared about getting into modding, these are some of the best instructional guides I've seen anybody do. They look really easy to follow along with. And he does a great job of explaining what's in the box, the cables, the tools that are described. It walks you pretty much step by step. They make all the really complicated stuff super easy. There's a power cable, a GI sensing cable, which I've discovered is what dims the actual lights when the actual cabinet is dimmed too. So that's a really cool feature. Got your mounting screws, some extra graphic acrylics, which are just optional parts. I love how they give you some extra clamps and mini cloths. They're going to help us level out the play field so that we can do some modding for the back glass area and some cable zip ties. All we're going to need to actually do this is a Phillips screwdriver and a 1/4-inch socket driver. That's it. That's all the parts that we're going to need. And the other thing we're going to do, because I have a couple other mods, we're going to be installing this splitter plus kind of kit into the node 1 section on the left side of the ramp. So we're going to be installing that too. So we're going to lift the playfield out. We're going to clamp on some mini cloths there. We're going to pull the playfield out, put it onto the actual ramp itself, and then we're going to have it leveled. Then we're just going to start disconnecting parts, taking off the building itself. He has instructions, again, step by step on how to do this, pulling out the bulbs, putting in the GI sensor bulbs, putting everything through. I mean, this is literally step by step. It's super piece of cake easy. Even I could follow along. So that's the hope and goal, that I can follow along these instructions, put everything back together. Again, these are custom parts. So you just want to pay attention when you're putting everything back together, about the angle of the screws there. He puts together everything. Highly impressed with the instructions that he put together. We're going to disconnect and put everything back together, wire it back in. We're going to flip this back section too to make sure that that gets flipped around so you have some more clearance space. And then this is the GI sensing bulb that we're going to get to as well on that backside. So I may go back and refer back to the sheet in a little bit just to make sure that we're following the instructions. Doing a live demo is always great because you can see how long it takes to do it, but I want to make sure that everybody that's following along or wants to do this actual mod themselves, you'll be able to see what you need to do. And again, it says, do you need a power splitter? Am I using the cabinet mode? Am I not using it? So yeah, they offer a couple different splitter options for you to be able to update and add in your own information there. Okay, so let's get into it. This is by design. It even holds on by magnets. I'm so excited for this mod. It's going to be super awesome to get into. Okay, so let's get back into it right now, and let's say hello to the chat real quick. Jason, thank you so much for being here, as well as Rachel Adello. Paul's here. Ricardo Terrence Sharp is here as well. JR, thank you all for showing up. If you come into the chat or if you're watching this on replay, let me know if you like this type of content. I know it's not the main thing that may be on my channel, but I know some people really like watching this. All right, let's get into it. Let's take a look at the actual Noodle Bar contents itself so we can see what's inside of the box and go from there. And then we're going to take off the playfield and get going. So first off, the Noodle Bar, the Noodle Bar. Let's look at the Noodle Bar here. Okay, so we got the Noodle Bar. Comes in this nice little great packaging here. Has a scan me section to be able to look at the documentation. It's just a link to the website, so that's pretty much easy there. He really likes using this kind of material, packaging material, which is really nice. We got our extra acrylic signs, the power cable as well, the GI sensing cable. So this is the power cable. Oh, I just lost a little zip tie. We got the microfiber cloths, the little mini clamps that are right here as well. So we got the mini clamps and then these extra acrylic signs. So that's really nice, GI sensing bulb. All right, let's take a look at the building itself. This looks really exciting to take a look at for the first time in person. Again, this isn't just a straight, simple recast. Like, there's so much detail that's put into this. Like this, my goodness, looks amazing. So I mean, there's oh my goodness, wow. So the detail on this, I don't believe that this is I don't think this is 3D printed. I think this is a resin recast for this whole front part right here. This is the whole custom LED section that lights up, as well as these you know, the LED kind of clear acrylic parts there. This is that part that kind of holds on magnetically. Kind of even afraid to like pull it back, but oh yeah, so those are the magnets. So this part pulls apart, snaps back in really easily in case that needs to get in and out. This is the backside where, again, a Stumblor Pinball custom PCB board there with all the little bits there of connection points. Super clean. Like, this is just talent. This is such a good stuff. one of the most high quality mods out there. Again, the $300 price point might be pretty expensive for some folks, but I mean, you're getting some quality mod parts. And we're going to look at the actual stock one to compare it, which is just, it's plastic and it works okay, but I can't wait to get all those building mods updated. And you can do a lot of mods with Godzilla. So this is going to be a really fun one. Okay, so that's everything that's inside of the box. Let's go ahead and get the playfield cover off, lift it up, and we're going to get going. All right. Ooh, good stuff. I'm excited. Okay, first I probably should flip off the machine. Let's make sure that we do that first and foremost. So that way we can make sure everything's going. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday evening. We're going to undo the lock bar latches. We're going to take off the lockdown bar, put that off to the side, nice and smooth. I'm going to get my microfiber cloths. So removing the playfield glass for me, I just like to use the microfiber cloths here, just holding them on the side, sliding it down carefully, making sure that's not going to hit anything and tick and break, and that there's no scratches on it too. So we're going to slide this back. All right. Just going to put this somewhere safely. I'm going to stick it in this room for right now. Okay. Perfect. All right. So the back glass is off. All right. Next up, this is also a good time to check your playfield, do some waxing, cleaning. I've done some good plays on Godzilla. Still in very good condition. The only thing I've done for it cosmetically is the Neon Tokyo sign mod, the op blades, and the Sheikah motor are the only things. So by the end of the day, this is going to get really, really audited throughout the whole life cycle of having this machine. Okay, so we're going to lift up the playfield. Like I mentioned, we're going to stick it here. We're going to pull it all the way back and then have this last part, let's see, up on this part here too. So we're going to lift, and this bar is going to sit right on the edge right here. So the first thing it says to do is to make sure that this bar right here, just make this a little bit lower so you guys can see it, is sitting on this back side of the lockdown bar. So that way it's secure. And then we're going to lift up the back side so the playfield is nice and straight. So that's step number one. So let's go ahead and get back there. I love that they have a fun solution for you to make your playfield level. So to make your playfield level, we're going to be taking microfiber cloths. I love it, so that we don't damage everything. And some just little clips. That's it. So it just says to take a microfiber cloth. We're going to put it on one edge right here. We're going to clamp it down, take a little clip, clamp. That's it. And then we're going to do the other side. This is fun. I read the instructions and I was like, that's it? That's how we're going to hold up the playfield and get access to everything? That's great. Had Godzilla help me out for a second holding that. And then you can use these microfiber cloths for something else. You can use these cute little clamps for another project or something. It's fun. Okay. We're going to put the microfiber cloth on this edge. Put that. So yeah. So this is just microfiber cloths on both sides. And eventually when we lift this playfield up, we're going to slide these down. And then afterwards, we're going to be able to rest the playfield pretty much on the nubs of this part so that it can stay up. That's the goal there. All right, so let's see if we can do this. We're going to grab this handle, lift this up. Okay. He made it look very easy. Make sure you don't drop anything. Okay, we're going to slide it down. It's just going to stay there. Slide it on down. And that's it. Simple. Man, how fun. All right, let's just make sure that nothing slides away or does anything. Okay, so our playfield is now pretty much nice and level. And this is going to let us access the back for everything. So that way we can mod up everything too. So I'll try to get some closer angles here. Let me see if I can move this camera a little bit closer all the way around so we can work on this side of the Godzilla. All right. Sorry for the extreme close-ups. Whoa, but we're going to be changing this noodle building. So this is the main mod right here. We're going to get rid of this section. And again, this doesn't look bad, right? From a pinball standpoint, one of the reasons why this is one of the best pinball machines of all time is that even in stock mode, like there's a lot of nice 3D molded parts that kind of pop out. And the stock buildings don't look terrible, right? So it has the Noodle building sign here. It says Bash building, light battle, and bridge out. So those are the little markers that showcase what's happening. When we replace it, those little lights and LEDs will be flashing on the LED sign. So it's not a terrible looking building, but when we compare it to what we're going to mod it to, move kitty, we're going to change it to this. So, I mean, just the immense detail. This is going to be your bash building, your lights battle, and your bridge out sign. That side's going to light up functionally, and that's going to replace everything there. So, and it's just going to be a building that's been halfway trashed by Godzilla himself. So I can't wait to see the rest of the building mods too. I think there's this middle building over here, and then the subway building. It's going to be really cool when it's all complete and said and done. So get into it now while you can. He has his list open. And so it's going to be really fun to get this going. Oh, look at that little Ghidorah. Ghidorah. That's fun. Okay. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to unplug the power on the backside. So this is the power cable for this. It's a 4-pin connector. So we're going to undo this 4-pin connector there. Okay. So that's the power for the building itself. And then there's a couple of screws on the side. There's 1, 2, and there's another screw on the front side right here that we're going to do. We're not going to take off all this stuff right there. Really simple to do. All you do is need a screwdriver. So I have a hand screwdriver here that we're going to work with. Sometimes you may see me work with a giant screw or like a electric screwdriver. But for today, I'm going to go back old school. Just use a little hand screwdriver because I can be a little bit more careful and control everything with this. So we're gonna make sure the screws are okay. I'm gonna borrow T2 back there. T2 is gonna help me hold on to all of my parts. I'm going to unscrew everything here. Make sure everything is good. Okay, and that screw is a little bit small. I might need to get a smaller screwdriver because it's tiny. All right, I'm gonna use a little of a smaller screwdriver just to get this one out. All right, there it is. Okay. All right, so that's the small screwdriver side of it there. Thank you, T2. I'm gonna slowly pop off this building so you can see the inside of it. And that's pretty much it. That's the inside of the building. There's not much to it. Super simple. Oh my goodness. This is almost too easy, right? You just take off the building, set it to the side in case you ever need it. I don't know what I'm going to do with all my stock Godzilla parts because there's going to be a lot of stock parts that are going to be replaced at some point in time. Okay, other things we're going to do, we're going to disconnect, I believe, this LED as well. We're going to take off this bulb. Okay. Well, let me double check what I'm supposed to do here. Okay, this is going to come back in. I don't think we're going to need the bulb there. So I think we just take out the bulb and that's it. I don't believe we do anything else with it. This is where I had to just double check and confirm. This looks like a roller coaster. Yes, what's going on, everybody? All right. Montrose says he loves any type of gaming content, whether it's arcade, console gaming, even though you don't have an arcade. You love pinball gaming, even though you don't have a pinball machine. Well, thank you again for being here. Appreciate that. All right, so let's just double check one more time with our documentation. I want to make sure that we're doing everything correct. So we just remove the noodle building. So we're ready to, I believe we're just going to take off the LED and then we're going to replace everything. Okay, so we took everything out. Here we're going to take out the GI sensing. So we're going to take out the flasher bulb and put it somewhere safe. So we're not even going to do anything there. Okay, so yeah, we're going to take out the bulb and then we're going to go back. All right, just wanted to double check. Yes, this is what we're doing. We're taking off the bulb. That's the part that we're on right now. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. All right, so we're taking out the flasher bulb. Flasher bulb pretty much just twists to the side and then pops out. So that's the flasher bulb. It's not going to be flashing anywhere because we're not using that section. Stick that on my T2. All right, let's get some of the wiring and sensing because we are going to install the GI Sense bulb here. So the back side of the Stumblor kit has this, by default, this white jumper there. and the white jumper is right now set to GI sense off. I know it's hard to see right there, but it's GI sense off. We're going to undo this and move it to the other jumpers. So it's 4 jumpers. So if we just move it 2 over, it's going to be GI sense on. So that's what we're going to do. And then afterwards, we're going to plug in the power cable right here. And then the GI sense bulb is going to go to this piece right there. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now we're going to soak through the power and the GI sense bulb through this first before we start connecting it. That way we can make sure everything goes through. All right, so here's number 1. This is the GI sense bulb. So again, this bulb is going to replace one of the sensor bulbs on the inside of the playfield. And that way, when it's dim, the whole thing will go dim as well. So I'm just going to stick this down there for right now. Stick this through the hole. And we might as well just go ahead and plug it in while we can. So it's just on the back side here. It really plugs in just one way. Just double check. It's just going to go in there like so. Okay, so next up, we have the cables for the power. Where did my power cables go? This is where you mod, and then half the things you mod, it's like, where did the thing that I need go? There it is. Okay. The thing that I needed to do the thing that I needed is right here. Okay. So this is the power cables that come with it too. So we're going to slip everything through the hole one more time. Get this into the building. All right. So there it is. Okay, this is gonna actually run all the way to the front node board for extra power, but there's a little bit of a splitter right here. So the first thing we're gonna do is stick this as a 5-pin connector. It's a 5-pin connector. We're gonna stick this to the hole here. We're gonna connect it to the back of the building right here on this open slot. Again, you just have to make sure it goes in the right way. It's pretty hard to put it in the wrong way, but you just want to double check that you're just sliding it in. It should fit in perfectly fine right there. So that's the power for that building. Okay, so now we're going to the back side, and I'm carefully just putting it there for right now. The back side, the 4-pin connector that we disconnected earlier, that's going to get connected into here. Again, there should only be one way that these things go in as well. So this is the top part of the connector, and there's a little lock. So this is going to go in and click just like so. And afterwards, we're going to wire this down, connect it. We're going to connect the GI sensing bulb. Now it's time to re-put it back on. And that's it. Oh my goodness, this is so easy. All right, Stumblor also provides 3 extra mounting screws. So he provides you the 3 custom screws that you can use. So you don't have to reuse the stock ones. I think these are a little bit longer because the actual building is longer. And then we're going to use these cable ties to actually, tie everything down in just a second. All right, let me make sure I don't lose these screws. Put these off to the side. Okay. Let me get maybe I'll get a smaller screwdriver again. We're going to use our little small screwdriver and get everything mounted, okay? So there were a couple of different considerations when you're putting this back on, saying to make sure that it kind of cleared this little nut down here at the bottom. So you want to make sure that it clears this nut down here and that there is a hole right here. This hole is where we're going to be sticking in the screw, and it kind of has to go in at a little bit of an angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the screw through the hole through both places first so it can kind of feel where it's at. And then from there, I'm going to see if I can line it up and see if I can get it into the hole. How many times will it take for me to find the hole is the question here. Is the magic question there. All right, so we're going to do that. I'm sure there's a better way to do this and line this up that it's going to be a little bit more effective. This is going to need to get to back there. Okay. I bet this is probably like the hardest part. It's just like lining it up, trying to find the actual hole for this screw right there. Did I get it? Did I get it? I feel like I'm almost there. Are you there? No? It's like almost. Maybe I do need to line it up first. Okay, there it is. I can see it now. There it is. There. Boom. I'm in. All right, so we're going to tighten, not overly tighten. Perfect. All right. and then my 2 screws on the side. I cleared this bottom section right there. That's it. I'm gonna put another screw on this side right here. Make sure that goes through. Find our little spot. Okay. Boom. We're going to snugly tighten and not over tighten, right? This is all custom parts. Don't want to overly jam anything, break anything. So we're just going to screw until it's snug on all 3 areas. And that is going to be nice and tight and secure. So we're just going to do a little bit of tightening on both sides, a little bit more on the front. And that's it. That's the installation. So the 2 screws on the top, on the bottom, and then on the front. And that's it. It looks gorgeous. Oh my goodness. It looks so good. Okay. That was simple. That was really fun. That was easier than the Neon Tokyo sign mod. And remember, this one I did super simple. And I like how the stock one of this, if you don't change it out, because there's a blue one, that color scheme kind of matches the color scheme of the lights that are here too. So not only are there LEDs here and here, but there's LEDs up and down this section too. There's just such good stuff. My goodness. And this is going to come off to the side once we install everything, and then it'll just snap back in. I love magnets, by the way. Whenever there's mods and they use magnets, like this is very satisfying that there's 2 powerful magnets here and it just goes snap. That's really fun. Okay. All right. I probably can tie this down, but we're going to plug everything and make sure everything still works properly. But yeah, that was super simple. Let me know in the chat and the comments how simple you thought that installation was. I know we've already been talking for about 25 minutes, but that was mostly me blabbing. The actual mod itself went by very, very quickly. So very happy with the installation. Looks gorgeous. Can't wait to get it back in and installed. So next up, we're going to lift the playfield. Actually, I didn't even remove the balls. That was actually step number 1 I was supposed to do. After turning off the machine, I was supposed to remove the balls itself from the playfield. But since I wasn't lifting up the playfield completely, I didn't even lift up the balls for that. I just realized. All right, so we're going to lift this up. I'm going to take off my little clamps and remove them from both sides. So we will no longer need our little mini clamps. Such a genius idea to be able to level this out. I'm going to keep these clamps for future modding purposes. This was genius. This little microfiber stuff and clamps, that was so good. I love that. I now have another tool in my arsenal, just little microfiber and little clamps. No damage to the pinball machine. Gorgeous. Good stuff. Okay, I am now going to pop out the pinball machines because in order to plug this into the C node board on the left side, I do want to lift up this whole playfield. So we're going to pop up the balls. If you don't want to, have the pinballs fall over the place, there is a little solenoid down here to pop the flippers out or the balls out. So you just kind of shoot out the balls one by one, capture them, put them in a safe place, and make sure you shine them up real nice afterwards, because you don't want dirty, greasy balls from your hands. You want them nice and clean. So put them on microfiber cloth, something like this, and we'll shine them up later. Make sure they're nice and clean. Otherwise, you'll get little ball trails everywhere. Okay, so now we're going to lift up the playfield. We're going to kind of settle it up. So now that that's up, let's lift. Gently put it back down on the top. Did I mention I'm getting a Godzilla topper soon too? That'll be fun. I'm getting a topper. Ugh. I love this machine. I just love all the mods that you can do to it. I think modding has been one of the best parts about owning this machine, is that the modding possibilities, that's all me. That's all good stuff. Okay. All right, so the GI sensing bulb, we got to do the GI sensing bulb here. That's one thing we got to do. And then we also have to wire the power all the way through to this board over here. So normally, if this is the only thing that you're doing, you need an extra CN11 board right here. But this little CN11 kind of part connector, right now it's already being utilized by my Tokyo Neon sign mod. So there's no more empty spots here. This is why we're going to be installing a splitter to be able to have extra mods in here. So if you're going to have both the Tokyo Neon Sign mod and any of the future mods, you are going to need to install what's called the Splitter Plus, which will give us a lot more power slots to actually power these mods. So once we get this in, essentially we're going to mount this right here above this section. This power is going to plug into here, kind of complete that circuit. And then all of these, essentially, this is going to plug into each one of these. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional mods that we're going to be used to power this. Right now, this will be the Tokyo Neon Sign mod and then the building mod. So that's what you need the splitter floor. When you go through the options and check out, I bought this one with my Tokyo Neon Sign mod. Davey will give you kind of a list of if you need it or not in other scenarios where you do need it. Toppers are very addictive. Don't tell me that, Conti. I'm going to get more stuff. This is how they get you. The table is just the entry point. Yep. D-Mod got his Godzilla topper today. D-Mod has a million mods. D-Mod, I'd love to have you come on sometime. We can talk mods. I can't wait to see. You're going to just do them all at one time. You have like $1,000 of mods. You're just going to get them all out of the day in one time. But this is fun stuff to go a little bit at a time, one step at a time, right? Okay. All right. So we're going to need, I believe, this is a 1/4-inch hex nut that we need to pull off these little things right here. Okay. So there's 2 little bolts right there. I know it's kind of hard to see from that angle, but right here, we're going to kind of pull this off. And this one, I am going to use my handy dandy screw because I need some leverage and I don't have a screwdriver that can connect there. Okay, so this is my 1/4-inch half. That's going to come out easily there. It's going to come out easily there. Okay, all right. And so the goal is we're going to mount the board. See how there's 2 holes right here on the splitter board? We're going to mount these holes through back exactly where these were. So we're just going to kind of mount it right on top of it. And then the next thing we're going to do is there's this CN14 cable right here. This is going to plug into this section right here, the stock one. And then we're going to loop this cable back and using this back to the main board. So I hope that makes sense. There's instructions on the Stumblor website if you want to double check it. But that's essentially what we're going to do right now. So let's line this back up, get this back into place to install this back in. All right, so that's in for number 1. Let's see if we can get in here for number 2. Super simple. I saw this and I was like, this is going to be complicated too. But I'm like, no, this is super simple. I'm using existing screws. Don't over tighten, don't over tighten. It's just the PCB, but you don't want to over tighten. That's it. Boom. Ta-da! CN splitter has now been installed in this location using the stock screws. Super simple, super simple. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take off this CN14 right here. There's 2 black and gray cables right there. It really goes in just one way. Going to make sure I have enough slack to plug this into here. Maybe I need to pull this out of this little cable section here too. I probably should have done that ahead of time, but we'll see. Thought I had enough slack. Okay, let me just pull that out so there's a little bit more slack. And then this just plugs in this way. Okay, so there's 2 ways to go. And you can see there's 3 pins right here and 1 pin on this side. There's 3 pins here and 1 pin on this side. So it really can go in just one way. There's like no way to mess this up. That's super simple, rare. Okay. Now, same thing for this cable right here. There really is only one slot way to kind of plug this in. You definitely want to watch and look at the instructions to tell you, which way to put it in, because it really could only slot in one way. And so it's going to slot in for this top one. It's going to slot in here and click. There's like a little clicking thing there. So it's going to click in to that spot. Super easy. And same thing for this bottom one. It's going to click in there. You definitely want to double check and don't mess up anything. For anything, if you look at this cable, the blue wires on the top here pointing up. On this bottom one, the blue wires pointing down and the red wires on top there for this side. Okay, so now I have the extra connection points that are listed there. I'm going to leave the Tokyo Neon sign mod that's there with it because that's already loosely there. And we're going to eventually, if you can tell, I did not zip tie my Tokyo Neon sign mod. I just kind of left it there. I will zip tie that all together once I get all my mods in the cable. But this is it. This is all that extra length cable that I don't need. So this power is now going into one of these extra slots here. Super simple. Again, this kind of goes in only one direction, kind of faces the actual panel of plastic there. And we're powered. Make sure your cables aren't kind of looped over any coils or anything. You want to tuck this to the side. I'm probably going to eventually put everything into this existing wiring harness there after I test it and make sure everything turns on. And then we're good. All right, last thing we got to do. We got to put in the GI sensing bulb and replace the right one with this bulb here. Okay, so I do need to go back to the instructions and take a quick peek at which one we're working on. We're working on it. We're working on it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, let me just go back to this. So we're on, yeah, let's do it. Okay. We are on the GI sensing bulb. Is going to be put, oh, I need to swap this back part too. That's good. I'm glad I liked the instructions. I kind of forgot to do that. Before I put this back in, I got to make sure that I clear that section and swap this bracket. So let me do that. I'll go do that right now. So that is a thing. So we'll do that. Okay, so the GI sensing bulb that we're replacing is right there. It's essentially, there's that post there. Okay, so 1, 2, so 1/4-inch socket, GI sensing bulb. Okay, it's hard to kind of tell from here. So there's that one. It's the second one that's here. Okay, it's this right here. All right, I got it. I think I got it. It's this one right there, right next to this. Okay, the second one. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. We're back. Okay, all right, so we're gonna change this GI socket right here, that one right there, okay? So that's the one that we're gonna pull out. So it is tied down by a 1/4-inch screw right there. So we're gonna pull that out and replace it with this one. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So for us, we're going to pull this back. A little bit more torque. Okay. A lot of these 1/4-inch hex nuts also have a flathead if you needed to just use a flathead screwdriver, but you know, sometimes the hex bolts work a little bit easier. Okay, so we're going to pull out this GI sensing bulb, and this bulb just kind of twist out. Simple. All right, we're just going to put that in a safe place for right now, and then we're going to replace it with our GI sensing bulb that's here. Okay, so that's going to go in, twist in. That's it. That's it. It's so simple. That's the GI sense bulb right there. We're going to stick it back through. Make sure the cables don't get caught on anything. All right, like so. We're going to reline up our little bolt, and we're going to screw this back in. Okay. So again, this installation is super simple to do. Highly recommend following the instructions that Davey put together on the Stumblor Pinball website. I read it through once and I understood everything. Didn't have any questions at all. And that's it. Okay, we're ready to pretty much turn it on and test it out. See if we were good. We installed a splitter board. We installed the noodle building. I need to flip that little back panel on the section in the backside real quick. So let me do that. I think I was supposed to do that before I lift this up. I'm kind of worried. I ruined my noodle building if I didn't have enough clearance space for this. I didn't hear anything, but I'm all like, I think I was supposed to move that before I did that. But whew. Okay, no, I'm still good. I'm still good. I need to, let's see, get a little space there. I'm still good. Okay, so the noodle bar gets a little bit squished. You can tell. So it's supposed to do this because it's magnetic. It will go back into place because it's a little bit squishy back there. But all right, so we're gonna go back into this back area, and this little black thing right here. We're gonna flip it around 180 so there's a little bit more clearance on that backside. So I'm just gonna leave this here so you guys can see a little bit of what I'm doing. And we'll walk around to the other side, get that going. Okay. This should be super simple and super fast. What up, Matt Astra? What up, Jason? All right, let's get in here. Oh, those are just regular Phillips screwdriver, right? Parts right there. Okay, so I just need a regular Phillips screwdriver. So I will just grab these and these. Back to using my power drill because I can. More efficient, I think. All right. Okay, so that's one. Looks like there's just two screws right there. 1, 2. All right, so all we're doing with this panel is just flipping it so that instead of this being on this side, it's flipped over this way. It says that it's just going to be, since the holes are a little bit lower, this whole thing is just going to sit lower than where it originally did, but they should still line up perfectly and still function as a way to protect your playfield. Okay, so let's line that up. Let's line up this bottom one. Oh no, I dropped it. I knew that was going to happen. Okay. All right. Can I line it up? Can I find the hole? Yeah, these are always the hardest parts. It's like, can you find the hole? First try. All right. All right, that sounds terrible. Do not use a power drill. Do not be like Kongs or Rust. Use a regular drill. Take your time. Don't do this live. Do not attempt this at home unless you are doing this as, you know, what is it? Do at your own risk type of thing. All right, we're done. We're done. Let's slowly lower this back in. Let's slowly get in to the play field back. Okay, so we're gonna lift it back. Normally this back part needs to lift up a little bit more. Okay, slowly hold this part right here. Lower it gently. Oh, I get so nervous. Okay, all right, go back more, go back more, go back more. Okay, and we're in. All right, we're in. All right, that noodle bar looks all messed up, but it's supposed to just magnetically go back into place just like that. Oh, there's barely any clearance on that thing. Holy crap. That thing just like magnetically like snapped back into place, but like there's barely any clearance on this when you're moving it up and down. But that's it. It's like tucked away in the corner. It's like perfect. There's literally 2 millimeters of space left in this thing. And that's it. That's it. All right. We are ready to turn this thing back on and test it out to make sure the Tokyo noodle building works out just fine. Let's polish our 6 balls with our microfiber cloth. We got our microfiber cloth right here. So we're going to just polish it out, put in 1 ball at a time. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6. Do a little rub. I probably could do a little bit of a waxing job when I can. I know there's some other things I can do to help protect like the shooter lane too, because I know there's some damage that can look like there. Let's turn it on. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Boom. It's gonna happen. Oh, it lit up already. Did you see that? Oh, I love that. I just love seeing stuff work for the first time. Oh, I don't know if it's one of those things where it lights up or I have to wait to actually do something in the game to make it light up and work. But we're in. Look, there's the Neon Tokyo sign that's all lit up and nice. And we're just waiting for the whole thing go in. Oh, yes, polishing the balls. Polishing the balls. Woot woot. What's up, Night Surfer? It says, where are your pin side protectors? I don't know what pin side protectors are. Are those for the shooter lane rods? I'm not really a pinball dude, so you got to let me know. Are they worth it? Do I need pin side protectors? What is that? You got to let me know what that is. All right, so Godzilla is starting up. Is doing its flashy flash. Holy crap. That looked really cool. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. It has a little ramen thing here too. So it's like, this is like a little katakana, it says ramen in katakana in Japanese. Ramen. I remember some Japanese. And this says it's a little ramen bowl right there. And then this is a little sign that has some kanji on there, which I don't know what it says. Maybe it says girora. And then it has the Bash building, and look at the neon light. Like there's more happening on this than there was with the Tokyo Neon sign mod, because there's so much happening. It's like flickering too, like a real Tokyo Neon sign. And then it has the Bash building and the LEDs. Oh my God, this looks so good. Like this is one of the best mods I've ever seen like executed. And it's not just, and it doesn't do it justice on the screen. In person, I'll take some pictures and post it later. It does not do it justice looking at it on camera, because you can't see it and all the details and all of its glory. But the details, it's doing this like little fire red between orange and yellow. So it looks like it's on fire and changing colors. You can kind of see the differentiation in the color. It's not just one LED, it's the integration of the PCB that Davey from Stumblor, he's a genius. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how these guys come up with this stuff, but the PCB integration, the way it seamlessly automatically works, you just plug it in and it automatically just knows what to do. It's powered on. It knows exactly when to turn on. It's freaking genius. It looks gorgeous. So thank you again, Davey from Stumblor Pinball. I'm not just blowing smoke up his ass, because he deserves it. This is a really awesome mod. $300 is a little bit expensive, I do have to say, but if you want quality mods, this isn't just your regular 3D printed part that's been painted. This is resin casted, it's painted, it's custom clear resin that's put into this with the Ghidorah, the LEDs, all the PCBs. The Tokyo Neon sign mod, again, I was just excited for how simple this was, and this is such a great mod. But the noodle building, that is freaking next level. If there's anything next level that I've seen on a Godzilla Pinball mod, it's that. I can't wait to see the other buildings. Now I'm just sad because I have a freaking awesome building here and all these other buildings. I know they'd make 3D printed parts to kind of do mods for the subway building and the lock. I'm going to wait for Stumblor Pinball to finish the rest of the set. I think I'm going to wait to be able to make sure that gets done correctly. So that's it for the mod. I'm excited. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about, because I can, and I have this little bit of time to talk about other future potential mods. Let's talk about what else we can do with our Godzilla Pinball Machine, right? It's tight. It's super good. It's super good. It's super killer. I like it. The side art protectors when lifting and lowering the playfoot. Oh, it's like I got to get protectors to protect this when I lower the playfoot. I see what you mean. I might need that. I have damaged my little playfield protector, or my art blade protector on this side right here. I've nudged it a little bit, so maybe I do need to protect it. That's a good call. Good call, Night Surf Ride. I might do that. Okay, so let's talk about the next potential mods I have for this. I do have the UFO Lolly mod coming kit, so I'm going to get that kit from Stumblor Pinball as well. Paid full price for that. So again, thank you for sending me that Noodle Bar kit for cost for free. But that one, I'm going to be a full customer to kind of take a look at it. But I'm just excited. He does really great stuff. It's all integrated. It's going to change this UFO. It's going to change the pop area here. That's going to light up with some LEDs. And then on the backside, that Godzilla, he's going to light up for his breath when he goes into certain modes. Okay, but let's talk about this Godzilla figure. This Godzilla figure is also one of the more, I would say, moddable aspects of the cabinet that you can do. So let's talk a little bit about what we could mod it with. And so there's two big options right now for Godzilla to mod. So the two big options to mod are one, the Atomic Godzilla mod. So this is Atomic Godzilla by Jazz Boosh. He's a modder on the Pinside community forums. He actually works with Davey from Stumblor too. I think Davey's helping him with this because this actually connects with the Stumblor Pinball mods. And if you look at it, that's the figure. It's kind of like that puffy Godzilla that matches the artwork from the back panel. So it's green, it lights up, it glows, and then his actual kind of spikes on the back, they glow and they rotate, and he has this little subway car hand. So it kind of matches nicely with the look of everything. And the big thing here is that it glows and it kind of like lights up and it does really cool things. He has a ton of people on the list. It's probably one of the cleanest mods. I saw one in person. The artwork on it looks really great. So I was like, oh, this is a potential mod I was gonna do. The other mod that I saw that was really cool though, and I was like, I kind of want to get this one. It's a mod by D Panel, which is an interactive Godzilla mod where this one actually freaking moves. Look at this. So this is a moving Godzilla. When it goes down, he made a moving Godzilla part here. So I thought that was freaking cool. There's an LED in his mouth. I know the look and feel of the Godzilla may not match exactly the game itself, but I mean, like the building goes down and the head freaking moves, right? It's like it's pretty cool. So, and it does it via when the building mod drops, and it does it when the bridge attack mode goes out. So these are like motion trigger where the Godzilla actually moves and interacts. So I was like, do I want to get the Atomic Godzilla mod or do I want to get the D panel mod? And D mod was like, dude, Godzilla, Atomic Godzilla, like that's the one. But I went the other route. I went and got a the D panel mod, and I just got it in the mail like a couple days ago. This was an expensive ass mod too. This was $300, I think, plus shipping, maybe a little bit more. And I don't know how the installation is going to go on this. I'll probably do a future video, but I just wanted to share my reactions of looking at this mod for the first time and seeing what it is. But I think you just took a Godzilla toy figure, put in some servos inside of it, and bam, this is it. This is my new interactive moving Godzilla figure instead of the little green one in there. And yeah, there's no tail on there because you're not going to need it. It's going to be on the backside. But the fact that it moves and like, I guess he cut it. Yeah, I think this is a figure, and he kind of just cut it, and then he was able to make the heads move, and then the arms move too. The only thing that's kind of like weird is like this spike is like super extra long too. I've seen some people take this, and even though this looks kind of like gray, and it matches maybe not the back glass because that's a green Godzilla, but the animations and the gameplay have Godzillas that look like this. There was a guy that took his mod, and I don't know who this is, but I got to ask him. He took the D panel mod and then he painted it green. Look at this. He took the D panel mod, shaved off that little top part, and made it green. I got to find this guy. Or I got to try to like paint it up and see if I can do this. This guy took the green one and made it green. So I thought that was pretty cool. So he took the D panel mod. It was a little bit of the best of both worlds. But yeah, I got the D panel one. D-Mod says D-Panel's a good guy. You got your animated Grogu mod for Mandalorian back when you had that machine. I think you can't go wrong with either mod, right? So D-Panel and the Atomic Godzilla mod. I just wanted something that was a little bit more animated. It's just a matter of looks on what you want to do. So that's what I went with. So future Godzilla mod will be the not the Atomic one. The D-Panel mod. And it does have like a little light on there too. So it's like LEDs and moving targets. I think it's going to look cool. So bye-bye, little green figure. I mean, I don't know why I'm moving the camera. It's not even on right now, but that's going to replace it there. Let me know if I have some artistic skills. Maybe I'll try my hand at painting. Maybe not. This is going to be a terrible mod if I paint it and it comes out horrible. But I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. It's fun that there's so many creative people in the pinball community that are making these mods. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We've been here for a little bit over an hour. I did want to share one final update for folks that are a part of this channel and enjoy this type of content. I have an exciting new thing. Do you guys want to see it? You guys want to see what's going on? Put a 1 in the chat for folks that are here if you guys want to see a sneak peek of what's going on. I just want to see if there's still some interaction. I know there's fewer viewers that normally attend and watch these things, but put a 1 if you want to see the super special kind of thing that happened to me this week. I got rid of my Star Trek Legends pinball. Finally, I sold it. I fire saled it. I said I had to go get it. Female stripper, no. I had to make space. And the reason why I had to make space for it was because I had to go get something. I had to put space in our house for a partnership that I had going on. So this video is now not only sponsored by Stumblor Pinball, but soon to be, I'll be doing more official content for Stern Pinball. What? Okay, so all right, so I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Can I take this whole laptop with me and not break anything? Holy crap. All right. you guys get the special treat because you're here watching live and you're staying here to the end. And if you're watching this on replay, I probably will make a video tomorrow and show you guys what's happening. But come with me. Come with me to see what I have now acquired through a special partnership with the marketing team from Stern Pinball. Ba-dum. This just got delivered today. Ba-dum. Venom Premium is in my house. I'll be making some content on Venom. I know it's not the new hotness out there. There might be some new things happening from Jaws, but hey, I got sent this by the marketing team from Stern, from a local distributor, to just make content on it. They're looking for people to help put more content out there about it. And I was like, hey, I get to have this in my home for about 4 or 5 weeks. And then guess what? If everything works out and you guys like the content, I get to swap it out for another machine and make more content on another pinball machine. So I have a borrowed pinball machine in my house from a local distributor that many people know, and I hope to really promote them on my new video pretty soon. So that's pretty awesome. I really appreciate the folks from Stern reaching out. I was excited that they watched some of my videos. They watched my Stern video. They watched a couple of things that I did from Comic-Con. Being the best, worst reporter out in the field, I guess, is at least garnered some attention. In fact, we will be at CES at the Stern booth, definitely checking out. Hopefully we'll be their next reveal. We've got a time slot. It's going to be awesome. But Venom Premium content coming up pretty soon. Full review. Thank you, Stern Pinball. Thank you, folks, for watching this channel. It's been a fun ride. I was so happy today. I was just doing like a little happy dance for this because like this is freaking amazing. I can't believe that this happened. I was like, are you sure this is going to get delivered? And it wasn't a new in-box pin. It was just a used pin from the distributor. And they set this up so quick. It was so quick. It's like 15 minutes delivered in my house. I know. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for all the good support. Appreciate that. Who knows what's happening, but word on the street is Jaws is coming pretty soon. It's going to be good. So expect me, Justin Console Kids, and we're trying to see if Foxy's going to be there, if we can get him to come out. So expect some pinball content at CES early January. I did hear that Arcade One Up is also going to have a hotel booth there, so we're going to try to sneak over there. But again, thank you guys so much for hanging out the channel today. I'm going to be playing with the mod upstairs. I don't know what I'm going to play more tonight. I'm going to play more Godzilla, or am I going to come down here and play Stern Venom's Premium? I'm level 35 on this. I'm probably going to get back in here and try to level up some more stuff. Jaws teaser for tomorrow. I don't have any information on Jaws just yet. No, I don't have anything on it. But I do know that they plan to be releasing their next Cornerstone at CES. And we do have some time slots to be able to check it out. So we'll be there Wednesday, January 10th. I'm sure there'll be some announcements beforehand, but you'll get to hear some content on this channel about Jaws Wednesday, January 10th. So there it is. Thank you all. Officially a new pinball channel. No, I'm trying to work towards that Twippy, right? I mean, that's a brand new content creator category for the Twippies, right? All right? No, maybe we'll just make our own category in the old home arcade space. Best new pinball channel convert, right? Best Christmas ever. I know. Back to the Future. Who knows, man? Who knows? There's a lot of good stuff out there. So many new pinball companies out there. I don't know how to keep up. I really don't, but I think it's still fun to just have arcades and pinballs in our houses. Appreciate that, Rich Odell. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Better Premium. What?